Hey guys, and welcome to this ridiculously mad game. I'm a Rubber Duck of War, and I shall be going under the guise today, though, of the Blind Bandit, taking on Coney. And this is going to be the High Elves up against the Empire. Pretty fun matchup all round, but we're going to be coming in with an absolutely ridiculous wild gamble. And it is the glorious Star Dragon flying high in the sky, looking to bring pain, fire, and fury to those down low on the ground. So the Star Dragon with one chevron popped on him, and alongside him shall be TECLIS on his mighty Phoenix. Now, I haven't seen TECLIS like this for quite some time. He was considered very OP a long time ago on this majestic birdie. I think he did get nerfed slightly, but it's still a very powerful tool that we don't get to see terribly often. He's going to be coming in today with the Sword of TECLIS, of course, the Bound Fiery Convocation, his Potion, Regrowth, and Net of Amantalk, as long as a Great Arcane Conduit. Now, the main plan here, of course, is you net your enemies in place, you hit them with the Fiery Convocation and the Star Dragon Breath Attack, and you pray it does enough that when you land, you don't get pinned in and slaughtered. We've gone rather over the top today with our Eagle Bolt Throwers. We have 4 units, and that's just in case my opponent has gone for a defensive formation with, say, 2 to 3 cannons. I would instantly lose. So, though this is a massive, massive overinvestment on the Bolt Throwers, they're kind of a necessity here to take down them or Demigryph Knights, anything like that, really. And protecting them today is 1 single unit of Spearmen, triple Illyrian Reaver Archers in the skirmish form here, and 2 Illyrian Reavers in the back. So basically a load of cavalry, 1 unit of spearmen, and a load of bolt throwers with the 2 big beasties up in the sky. As for my opponent, he has 4 units of pistoliers. Now, pistoliers do not have the greatest AP, but hey, dragons don't have huge amounts of armor, neither does TECLIS, so they can slowly drag them down. Up in the skies, we do have a Boris Todbringer rolling dirty alongside an Amber Wizard. Amber Wizard will be coming in with the Curse, Amber Spear, as well as Wyson's Wild Form. So, though we do outclass my opponent in the air, his magic may give him a little bit of a nod and advantage if we take that fight too prematurely. Here's Spearmen in the front line, backed up by double Greatswords. Always good to see Greatswords in action. We also have a Reiksguard, 2 units of them. Reiksguard are actually pretty decent up against High Elves. It's one of the few matchups where I would recommend them over other units like Knights of Blazing Sun, for example. And that's because their 120 armor counters the meta of bringing a load of archers for the High Elf forces. We have 1 unit of handgunners down here in the low ground. No silver bullets, unfortunately. And that is going to be it. So without further ado, let's get this battle underway. Bolt throwers are currently raining fire down upon those pistoliers. The Illyrian Reaver Archers as well were chasing them down, but going to have to retreat rather quickly as Boris Todbringer does start to swoop and dive in to try to finish us off. So we are running for our lives right now. Overextended a little bit too much there, as bolt throws, though, do rain down, do some pretty decent damage. Now, we catch my opponent here in a bit of a trap. 2 units of pistoliers get caught in an overcast net of Amantalk, and we're going to be riding out to meet them with our Illyrian Reavers. Star Dragon and TECLIS descend, and these pistoliers are not having a good day whatsoever. However, handgunners are starting to rain shots back at us, doing some pretty nice damage. You can see TECLIS has taken a tiny bit of a pounding right now, but we do manage to break both units of pistoliers and drive them away. At least one is terror outed there. Spearmen are shaking in their boots right now. They can see quite how outnumbered they are today. We can see it looks like we're going to be getting a debuff go down on us. It is the Curse lowering our speed as well, but all the bolt throws, all of the Reavers are all focusing down that Amber Wizard, and TECLIS is simply going to bounce to and fro, pop his potion that will give him nice damage resistance, and heal him up, and allow the Star Dragon to bellow forward, looking to bring the pain here to the leadership of the Empire forces. Those bolt throws doing some really nice work, in fact breaking the Amber Wizard there. Reavers are starting to cycle charge into the front line, supported by the Spearmen trying to hold back the tide of state troops and protect my bolt throws as long as possible, but I simply cannot be everywhere in one go, and the pistoliers do manage to shut down one of the bolt throws. Have we countercharged them with the Reavers? It is getting very messy in the back lines, however. TECLIS is fighting up in the sky with the Star Dragon. Boris is trying his little heart out here, but I mean, it's a dragon. It's going to devour your soul as well as your flesh, and Boris is getting the snot kicked out of him by the Double Goon Squad up in the skies. We're going to leave TECLIS to try to duel with him. Star Dragon is going to be trying to get into the backs here to line up a breath attack on those hand cannons, and in the back, the Amber Wizard is going to be able to escape her. Unfortunately for me, all of my bolt throws are starting to get lanced and overridden. Reiksguard are hopping on top of them on both sides, and it looks like our Reavers have unfortunately bitten the bullet here. I eventually have to do a real kind of weak breath attack here. My opponent kept rotating, so he couldn't hop on them correctly. Probably should have saved that breath attack, to be honest, and just dived into melee, but we're going to be doing that now anyway. But hey, we all make mistakes. I may have made one too many mistakes here today with going for such a ridiculous build, because the Reavers are now being drawn back into the corner with the Reiksguard, who again have that 120 armor, so we're going to be wasting a lot of our ammunition into them to kill them. They're bronze shielded as well, and we're driven away from a lot of the key targets. However, we have managed to tear out some of the handgunners here, but despite this, pistoliers Reavers are raining shot after shot into the hide there of the Star Dragon. We're going to be bringing over our Reavers to try to shut down the handgunners themselves, and the Adder Wizard has indeed come back, but in the distance, TECLIS has finished off Boris and driven him from the field of battle. Balance power is very dead even at the moment. We've kind of got a lot of units just rallying again on the peripheries of the battlefield. We certainly lost that middle fight, but won the Battle of the Skies, and that could prove crucial in the later stages of the game. Alien Reavers are just quite happily running down the handgunners. I'm very happy to get these guys off the field because, of course, they're a big threat to our Star Dragon as well as TECLIS. Unfortunately for the Reavers, though, they're receiving a lot of bullets from the back of the dome from the Pistoliers, who may actually be able to rout them, and they have. That could indeed save the handgunners, which would be a big blow for our forces. My opponent is just kind of trying to find a home for all of these state troops and regrouping in the centre of the battlefield here, waiting for me to come in and strike. But I'm in no hurry whatsoever with the bolt thrower crew who can come back. We're also trying to rally the Reavers, and in the distance, it looks like some of our Reavers did get caught in combat there. The others are dragging my opponent as wide as possible. TECLIS and the Star Dragon are going to be floating over that direction to try to take down my opponent's mobile troops. I want to get rid of these Reichsguards, I want to get rid of the Pistoliers, and that's when then we can dart in with the big final fight and try to tear out my opponent's forces, because we have managed to take down all of his leadership elements. Handgunners are running away, but it looks like there are some Pistoliers nearby for support, and our Limb Reavers are struggling quite poorly, so the Reaver Archers are going to be hunting down at the Pistoliers. The second breath attack absolutely whiffed by me. Tried landing a sneaky one up on the Reichsguard, but my opponent did manage to do some good micromanagement and get them out of the way. You can see the burnt carcasses of only 5 horsemen, so the breath attack's really not gone my way so far. We still do have those 2 bound fiery convocations, however, which could be quite nice here. Reavers are going to try to finish off the rallying handgunners as well as beating back these Pistoliers. Reichsguard cannot shut down both of my forces, and we are on the hunt here and the prowl with our big 2 flying targets here. And the Reichsguard just eating a load of bullets as they do. Handgunners are shattered here, likewise the Pistoliers are being forced off. Star Dragon does land amongst the Reichsguard and should be able to snap out to those armoured knights and drag them down. 120 armour seems nice until a dragon lands on you and you realise that armour's not going to do too much, apart from work as kind of a bit of a foil, as if you're roasting a nice chicken in the oven. The TECLIS is going to be up to only 7 kills so far, but he's doing a decent enough job up against the Reichsguard. Star Dragon coming down. It is now actually up to triple bronze chevron. We have a bit of a lull in the battlefield right now. My opponent does manage to find our Eagle Claw bolt thrower crew and is going to be running them down, which is really bad news for me, but we're going to be busy chasing away the Pistoliers, just forcing them off the edge of the battlefield. But eventually we are going to have to come in and deal with all these state troops. Balance power is slightly in our favour at the moment due to that leadership core being active for us, whereas my opponent's has been dealt with, and now we're going to chase off the Reichsguard. So a little bit of a slow moment in the battle here. Going to fast forward as we're simply chasing off routing troops. I want as many gone as possible, and I likewise try to do this. Bait out my opponent's Pistoliers, bait out his Reichsguards, stop them fighting amongst their friendly troops. So we are starting to come back now with all our Reaver Archers who have been busy chasing off Pistoliers. We do drop a lovely little net Vamantok down here on these great swords, and we're going to be coming in now with the first of our fiery convocations. Such a cool animation you're going to see terribly often, and it burns and roasts this unit of great swords, which is very close to full health here. We get a big old breath attack go down on the spearmen as well, just looking to troops that I can buckle. We are going to have to commit to a fight, so Star Dragon is going to be swooping in. Reavers are on the approach. We also have some more Reavers in the distance who are on the way back, looking to try to attack and bring the pain to my enemy. Star Dragon lands. He's managed to terrify some spearmen, so we're going to engage with the Reavers, get the Star Dragon back up in the sky once more, and come in for some more kind of cycle charging. The breath attacks haven't been the best for the Star Dragon, but despite this, he's up to silver chevron right now and 90 kills. TECLIS trying to hunt down the Pistoliers, and what I want to do is bait in the Reichsguard so I get the charge on them with the Star Dragon rather than the other way round. Pistoliers do decide, you know what, we're going to stand and fight against TECLIS here, who has currently just popped Sword of TECLIS. We drop a lovely fat juicy regrowth down on the Star Dragon, who is going to swan his way into the enemy formation here, and he is carnage. Pulling in here, he's almost tear out a load of these troops simply by landing. Great Sword starting to flee spearmen as well. The brave Reichsguard troops trying to rally the lower state troops. With us, lads, we can bring down this fell beast. Glory shall be ours. But I believe it is just death that shall be theirs instead. It looks like the majority of the state troops know this, and my opponent's army does start to rout and run for the hills. A Pyrrhic victory, really good fun one. We had basically nothing left at the end of the day, apart from the tuners of Reaver Archers and our big heavy hitters, but at the end of the day, they are massively expensive. TECLIS and the Star Dragon do cost a huge sum of money for my army here, so the fact they were so healthy, I was still, you know, pretty happy going into that late fight thinking we were going to dominate and win it. But well played to Coney there, up against quite a tough build in general to face if you're not prepared for it. He did a good job pushing through, running over those bolt throwers, but unfortunately lost the air fight early on, and because of that, he dropped the curse on TECLIS, but not on that dragon. And if he had got both at the same time and committed to me to a fight, I could have been in all kinds of problems, but because he ended up finding that Star Dragon isolated and alone, he did unfortunately get dragged down there. But again, well played to Coney. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was pretty damn awesome. We're going to look at the damage value and damage dealt of all of these units in just a second. MVP certainly being the Star Dragon here with over 3,000 damage value. But before we get to that, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a big fat juicy thumbs up, subscribe to the channel as well for more content into the future, and comment down below what did you think of the battle, what did you think of the might of the Star Dragon and this disgusting Dragon TECLIS combo. This build was inspired by Krablin, actually, one of my recent Death Before Dishonor tournaments, where he took a very similar build and we kind of mixed up a bit, tried something similar but changed a few of the units around and a bit of the build composition, and it worked relatively well. Feel free as well to look down below in the description. I have links there to my Patreon where you can support me. There's links down below to my Discord where you can submit replays to the channel, get involved in tournaments and events I host, and all that good glorious stuff. But anyway, again, let's have a little look here at the damage dealt and damage value. TECLIS, 41 kills, 1,626 damage value. Probably not quite paying for himself, unfortunately. He is very expensive, as I said, again, on his big Arcane Phoenix mount. But he still had another Fiery Convocation left, which I was just waiting to wind up. So the longer the game goes on, if we could drop another Overcast Net, pin down all those infantry corps, we would have just broken them. So I was kind of keeping that in the back pocket. And again, the value doesn't show the value of those nets, which were really useful in catching out a load of units. Spearmen were probably an ill-advised pick. I should have just cut them and brought another unit of Illyrian Reavers, who, you know, didn't get most damage value, but they pinned in the enemy and kept them away from my bolt throwers for as long as possible. The Reaver Cavalry, 840 damage value, 535 and 690, not shabby whatsoever. The Mighty Star Dragon, though, 128 kills, 13k damage dealt, 3,293 damage value. Beautiful work there from the Dragon. The bolt throwers, none of them paid for themselves. 400 value, 440, 540 and 241, but they were kind of, you know, a necessity to bring them in case my opponent went Hellblasters, in case my opponent went a massive amount of Outriders or anything, units I needed to finish off before I could commit the Star Dragon and TECLIS to the main fight. As for my opponent, Boris Todbringer, only 270 damage value, 0 on the Amber Wizard, just getting outfought in the sky. Spearmen and Greatswords got some okay damage value. I mean, Greatswords not performing well at all, actually. Some okay value across the board, but nothing too fantastic, unfortunately, for the foot troops. They've had no good targets today. Handgunners did really good, 944 damage value on them, and the Reichsguard, 888 and 728, was mainly done on those bolt throwers. Pistoliers, 300 value, 483, 697, and 380. You can see which ones got pinned early by that net of Amantok, and which ones were able to fire for the duration of the battle. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Until next time, peace, peace, and as always, stay awesome.